It's time for my official college football playoff semi-final predictions after a wild quarterfinal round. These are the final four teams left, and it's not the final four that a lot of people expected. The first matchup is Indiana versus Oregon, a rematch from a huge matchup during the regular season where the Hoosiers went on the road and stunned the Ducks. This one takes place in the Peach Bowl at a neutral site, and you can look at the previous game to try and measure up what might happen here. The Ducks, obviously a little bit more of a healthy team now, so they might use that to say, hey, we're healthy, we're better. We're going to go beat Indiana. We only lost by 10, and the Hoosiers kicked a late field goal to make that a 10-point game. But I also looked at the fact that Indiana had a catastrophic turnover late in that game. They threw a pick six and still were able to recover. They still have those deadly weapons that gave the Oregon secondary fits in that one. And yes, the Ducks are coming off of a shutout, but Indiana's coming off of a blowout victory over Alabama. I think it's going to be a high-caliber matchup. I think the winner of Indiana-Oregon is likely to be the team that wins it all, and I think Indiana's going to win. That leaves us with the other semifinal matchup between Miami and Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl. Miami, up to this point, has been carried by their defensive front, which put up some spectacular performances against Texas A&M and Ohio State. We've always known the talent is there, but the fact that they are delivering in these big games is what the difference has been. For Ole Miss, their high-powered offense with elite quarterback play right now with Trinidad Chambliss have carried them here. So that matchup is going to be critical to watch. However, I think the pace of play and style of play in this game is really going to dictate a lot. And the critical piece here from Miami is how effective they have been running the football recently. Georgia has long struggled running the football this year, especially by Georgia standards. Miami, meanwhile, is getting hot at the perfect time. They ran all over an all-time Ohio State defense last round, and I think if they can do that and control the pace here, I think they're going to beat Ole Miss. The key thing to keep an eye on here, though, is those fumbles. Malachi Toney has been carrying that ball like a hot potato recently. He nearly had some catastrophic fumbles against Ohio State. He's going to have the football in his hands a lot. They need to not give the football away, because if Ole Miss can get out and run, this thing could get ugly in the other direction. But my pick is the Hurricanes. That would make the national title game Indiana versus Miami, a game where I kind of spoiled my pick a little bit earlier. I think Indiana would win it because the winner of Oregon-Indiana, I think, is likely to win the national title. This is subject to change, though, depending on how each of the semifinal matchups look. At this point, it's a purely hypothetical championship game. And just for reference, here's what my original college football playoff predictions looked like headed into the postseason. My national champion, the Georgia Bulldogs, just got knocked out in their first game. I did get Indiana-Oregon correct, but not a lot of people saw the chaos on this side of the bracket coming. It's why we're due for a great finish.